Hi guys, it's Holly here at Faces, and today I'm here with Abigail, who is the CEO of AA Derma Clinic. Abigail, thank you so much for joining me on the podcast today.
Thank you so much for having me.
You're more than welcome. So just to begin, why don't we talk a bit about your business then? So do you want to just give us some insight into how you got into the industry and how you built your business to where it is today?
Okay, well, it all started with I went to university and I did a business and dance degree because I didn't know what I wanted to do.
Okay, very different.
Yeah, I did a strange degree. I left university, still didn't really know what I wanted to do. And then I ended up having a child quite young. And he was born with complex medical needs. So I quickly became his nurse and had to do all his injections. And so it's from then that I then went to work in the hospital, first as a phlebotomist, then as a healthcare assistant, then later into the ambulance service.
Wow.
And then also I did some ultrasound screening as well. But I soon realised that the NHS is not where I wanted to be for the rest of my life. I love everything beauty and aesthetics, so it seemed like a natural progression to go from, a career in injecting, but in something that I actually love doing. So that's how AA Derma Clinic was started.
Amazing. So when you first started, did you start with doing your business part-time, or did you just quit and you were like, right, I'm going to put everything into this?
I just totally quit and went all in because I was with the ambulance service during the pandemic, so that was a bit of an eye-opener. And I think like a lot of people, I've just reevaluated my life. We've got 4 children, so that's very expensive. They're all teenagers, and so I just wanted to provide a life for them that, where we can actually afford to do things. And it's brilliant. I have the luxury of being able to be there for them, now, whereas before I was doing 16-hour shifts all through the night. And it's just brilliant having your own business and the flexibility that comes with that.
Yeah, exactly. And I think that's why a lot of people do love this industry, because you can, once you've built up that client base, you have all the flexibility, don't you? And you can just decide when you want to work, decide how much you want to work. And obviously, the treatments you can earn a lot of money from as well. With regards to sort of how you got started then, how did you find building your client base? Or was it something that you found relatively easy, or what sort of worked for you in that sense?
So to begin with, it was word of mouth, treating friends of friends, doing offers. But over the last year, so it's now, I've had this business for about 18 months now. So it built within the first year, and then the last 6 months have been amazing. Everything's just happening. So
amazing. And it's just being consistent, isn't it? And just not giving up. And I think a lot of practitioners sort of go through that first 6 months to a year and they think like, oh God, it's so slow, like I'm not making all these thousands of pounds like I was promised in my training course. But it's just sticking at it and just being consistent, I think, and having the belief.
And offering a consistent service to your clients that they want to return.
100%.
Really providing the results that you say you're going to provide, and the aftercare, and really looking after people, and then they'll come back.
Yeah, absolutely. With regards to the treatments that you offer then, is there sort of a specific few treatments which you find your clients normally gravitate to, or is it very much just mixed in terms of what they're looking for?
It's quite mixed, but I would say the most popular thing I do is radiofrequency microneedling, because that provides a natural result. So it's for the ladies that don't want to go down the injectable route, which there is quite a big, there's a big market for that. Not everyone wants injectables. So I've found that's been a really good product with amazing results. So that's what's working the best at the moment.
Do you find that, just like off the top of my head, just wondering, do you find that like clients who are more kind of like, oh, you know, I'm not too sure about injectables, do you feel like there's almost like a bit of pressure from society for them to get those treatments?
Yeah, potentially, and also they don't understand that there are all the different treatments out there, that you can, the other routes that you can go down. You don't have to go
Yeah.
down the injectable routes. Like, people don't know about radio frequency, and you know what the combination of that and with microneedling can do, and you know, laser treatments and other resurfacing collagen regenerating treatments. They're just not educated on them. So
yeah, and it's
yeah,
just because there's not enough out there, you know. TikTok is just like lips, it's really, isn't it? And you know, dermal filler treatments. Whereas I think these days, you know, the skin aspect of the industry is certainly growing. I think people are showing much more of an interest in actually looking after their skin, and getting treatments like that, which are more kind of maintenance treatments, than it just being your Botox and dermal filler.
yes, because those treatments are brilliant in themselves, but they only treat, you know, certain parts of your face. Whereas,
Yeah.
you know, a treatment like radiofrequency microneedling, you treat your whole face, so therefore you see the lift, and yeah, in your whole face, rather than just, you know, certain areas.
Yeah, absolutely. Do you find that when you started offering treatments like that, which involve a machine basically, where that's really helped propel your business as well?
Definitely, and going forward, I would like to introduce more machine-based treatments, because, yeah, like I said, I think there's such a market for it now. I think the filler phase is there, and it's still huge.
Yeah.
But I think there's so many people that want to go down a different route.
Yeah, absolutely. Because like you say, like dermal filler can only do so much. You know, it's not going to give you incredible skin. Like, it's just there to, you know, enhance the structure of your face or enhance an area.
Yeah,
I think as well, you know, from what I've heard just from speaking to people within the industry, it's those machine-based treatments where you can really make your return on as well, because not only the results are amazing if done correctly, but also, yes, the machine is a big investment to begin with, but then you can very quickly make your money back. Would you agree?
yeah, definitely. Yeah, it was a huge investment, but yeah, by far that's my most popular thing I do. So
Amazing. And it,
the
I
fact,
think,
you kind of have to believe in the process, that you know, if you invest money, you're going to get it back, and it's going to come back to you tenfold.
amazing. And what other machines or treatments are you looking to start adding to the business?
Well, it totally depends on, you know, like the government legislation, and seeing what they say non-medics can do and what medics can only do. So I'm kind of just, rather than making a huge investment and then being told that I can't do something, I'm kind of just going to wait and see. But I have actually applied to do a master's in nursing, adult nursing, so that I tick that box.
Okay.
Because I just don't know how it's going to go with the government legislation, how, you know, whether they're going to say you need a medic on site or.
Yeah, so that'll just give you that extra protection, really, won't it?
Yeah, because even though I've got a lot of clinical background, I haven't got a nursing pin, and
No,
so
it's weird, isn't it? How you'd be classed as a non-medic, but you've literally
yeah,
worked in the ambulance service,
yeah, I know, yeah,
saving people's lives. Crazy.
literally, yeah.
Just just sort of moving on to the regulation side of things, then what are your personal views on it, and sort of where are you sort of standing at the moment with what has been announced?
I welcome it, because I do think there needs to be, you know, some set rules on, you know, how people operate, and it gives the clients, you know, peace of mind that every clinic that they're going to is adhering to certain standards, and at the minute there aren't any. So
Yeah.
you know, you don't know where somebody's trained, whether they've got insurance, whether, you know, everything in their clinic meets a certain standard. So I think it's a good thing, but yeah, it's just not knowing what those those rules are going to be at the minute is a bit difficult for some people, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely. I think there's a lot of people who, you know, are thinking, am I even going to be able to have my business in a couple of years? Like, you know, it's quite sort of scary. But I think at the same time, a lot of practitioners seem to think it's about them, when actually it's not. This is about safeguarding clients.
Yes.
So, you know, it should just be a case of, well, that's the important thing at hand here, is a lot of clients are not put in a safe position, or they're not treated correctly, or the practitioner hasn't had the correct training, and therefore they're the ones that are going to be suffering. Whereas I think from what I've seen online, people seem to think it's like an attack on practitioners, and it's not. It's, you know, clients are potentially not put in the right position.
Yeah, it's to protect the client, isn't it? So that they can confidently go anywhere for any treatment and know that that person is trained to the correct standard.
Yeah, that's it. And as a practitioner, do you find that, you know, it can take a bit of time to actually build that trust with new clients because of everything else that goes on within the industry? Do you find that they're often quite nervous before they kind of get to know you?
Yeah, some, but I pride myself on taking time with people, so I'll never, you know, that I'll never be one in, one out, and you know,
Yeah.
people are sitting there waiting, and people feel like they're, you know, on a bit of a conveyor belt. I
Yeah.
always take the time with somebody to give them really long consultation. Won't ever push them into anything, or and if they say, oh, I want this, you know, 3 ml of filler, and I think, well, no, you don't need it, I'll always say that as well. So
Yeah.
it's just I think if you work with integrity, then people are gonna, they feel that, and then they have confidence in you, don't they?
Yeah, 100%. I think turning people away is for treatments is a big thing as well. Because, you know, I think that with like body dysmorphia and, you know, within
Yeah,
society and the pressures and everything, I think a lot of the time people do think that they need certain treatments, when actually it probably do more damage for them to actually undergo that treatment. So I think having the confidence as a practitioner to turn that client away is so important. Whereas, you know, there are people out there who would happily perform a treatment even if they thought that the client didn't necessarily need it.
yeah, definitely. I've had people that I've said, I don't think I'm the practitioner for you, because yeah, I don't think you need that. And as much as it offends the person, then I sleep well at night knowing that I've done the right thing.
Yeah, exactly. And at the end of the day, you know, your clients are a walking advertisement for you.
Yeah,
So if you're putting filler in them when they've quite clearly overfilled or got migration, you know, it's only
yeah,
going to affect badly on them, but also on your business too. So but I think a lot of practitioners find it quite difficult to say no, because you don't want to offend the client, and I think it can be quite a difficult position to be in. But obviously you've just got to put your client's safety first and put yourself first in terms of what you feel is right.
yeah, definitely.
So with regards to the Faces app then, obviously you've used Faces for quite some time. You're very much a loyal Faces user, so thank you. Do you want to just talk a bit about how Faces has helped with the runnings of your business and what features you really benefit from?
Well, it's helped massively, because all the um, all the forms that are already on there, you don't have to, you know, write them all yourself. They're just already in a database. You just tick which treatments you do, um, fill out your client details, pick the consent form, pick the aftercare form, and send it to them. It's literally a godsend. It's so easy. If you had to, you know, come up with a system to do that all yourself, that is months and months of work, you know,
Yeah.
writing all the disclaimers, or but it's all in there. It's brilliant. It's, yeah, it's such a good tool for any clinic.
Amazing. No, it's yeah, I think when it comes to that side of things, it's not just to help save time and make things streamlined for you and your business. It's also just ensuring that the clients are filling out everything they need to fill out.
Yeah,
All the right questions are there. Because, you know, trying to write your own consent forms, you'd be thinking, have I got the right questions on there? Is there enough information? Whereas we just take out of that, like you say, and all of the consent forms are fully insurable, so you've got that peace of mind that, you know, everything is on there that needs to be, from an insurance perspective as well.
And then it's easy for the client to either fill it in their own time, or, you know, they can just do it on a tablet whilst in clinic, because it's the easy drop down. So it's just like totally user friendly for both the client and the clinic.
Yeah, good. What about the other features then? So like pharmacy or finance or anything else you like to use?
Yeah, I've used the finance a few times, so that obviously helps clients who don't really have the upfront payment for, you know, if they're booking an expensive treatment, that allows them to break it up into payments. And pharmacy, yeah, I love it. I get all my things from Faces, because again, it's user friendly. So, and you can compare all the different prices from all the different pharmacies, and know that you're getting a good deal.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that's it. You know, if you're registered with one pharmacy, first of all, they might run out of what you need, which is going to put your business in a bad position. But also, I think it's like, well, am I paying too much for that product? You know, how much should I be paying? Whereas on Faces, like you say, there's the price comparison, because we compare prices over like 14 different pharmacies. So you've got the peace of mind that not only you can always get hold of what you need for your clients, but also you're getting the best price. And I think from a business point of view, you couldn't really ask for anything more.
Exactly. Yeah, it does. You know, it's doing all the searching for you. You're not having to have like 14 tabs open, comparing and contrasting, and it's just done, isn't it? You just put in what you want, and there you go. It gives you all the options.
And voila, exactly. No, I'm so pleased it's working for you. Just to finish off then, I know obviously you mentioned about you're not too sure where you want to go in terms of treatments until we know a bit more about regulation, which is completely understandable. But in terms of like the growth for the next 12 months for you, do you have any sort of plans on where you want the business to go, or sort of a growth point of view?
Well, I've just introduced PRP microneedling, so that's a new treatment that's coming in. So looking for models for that, and going to see how that goes, because like I say, the microneedling is becoming a bit of my expertise almost, because of the regular microneedling, the radio frequency microneedling, now the PRP microneedling. So, it's what I love doing. So, and what I see the best results from. And in terms of treatments, always on the lookout for what's happening in the industry, always reading up on it, going to, you know, the events in London and Birmingham, all around the country to see what's out there, because there is always new things every month, isn't there? So
all the time. It's like crazy. Like you say, you've got to keep up with it, because you know, you can very quickly find that there's all these new treatments and products, and you're like, oh my God, like, what am I missing out on? And that's not to say that everything is right for you in your business, like you say, but I think just having that knowledge and seeing what clients potentially could be drawn to is really important, not only to enhance your own industry knowledge, but also just to, you know, see, like, offer different things for your clients if you were wanting to train in other treatments as well. Well, thank you so much for coming on the podcast today, lovely. It's been so good having you on.
All right, thanks very much.
Amazing. All right, thanks, Abigail. Have a good weekend.
You too. Bye.